Bob Arum tells boxing scene that Errol Spence really doesn't want the Terence Crawford fight. He doesn't want to test himself. And he doesn't talk like a fighter that wants to fight Terence Crawford. We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. It's your boy CJ Goodfella, man. And like I said earlier in the live stream, I'm not gonna keep doing this, man. I'm not gonna fall into the trap of the same Pacquiao, Bob Arum, mystical white magic that he putting on here, man. I'm not getting into the bullshit, man. I know what it is, man. I can read it. At the end of the day, we know what it is, man. He's the one, Bob Arum, that's been talking about 2019 or in the future. That's what he been talking about, okay? That's him. And what goes under the crevice of this article is that Errol Spence said on many occasions, and he said it that night, we talking about when Errol is on the podium after the Sean Porter-Danny Garcia fight. He said, Bob Arum is not going to feed him to me yet. And that's a fact. It's a fact. He's talking about it can happen next. And you got other Crawford fans telling us that Terence Crawford, you know, let him get acclimated to 147. I mean, look who they're going to be fighting, bro. You know, even if he don't get the Sean Porter fight, he still fight Mikey and fight somebody else. I don't know what it's going to be, okay? Terence Crawford fighting Jose Benavidez, man. Jeff Horn. So you think after them two fights, did you think Bob Arum thinks he legit ready for Errol Spence at 147? No, he don't. No, he don't. This is him publicly defending Terence Crawford because Terence Crawford publicly don't care about defending himself. Okay, that's what a promoter's supposed to do. Good job, Bob Arum, for doing what the fuck you supposed to do as a promoter. Okay? You know what? And that's when you get to talking, your team get to talking, it ain't nothing but the truth. You're going to be able to piece the truth out. You heard what Bo Mack said. Oh, that fight going to happen. It's going to happen. But you know what? We really want to fight Yugas. We really want to fight Yugas. What? You know, we getting $3 million to fight anybody, man. You know, Errol Spence living paycheck to paycheck. We getting $3 million to fight anybody. Okay? And I'm like, okay. Okay, man. You know, it is what it is, man. I'm not going to go back and forth. I see what they doing, man. All right? They about to start using Errol Spence's name to start promoting these bum-ass Crawford fights with Benavidez and this and that. And then if you are so keen and so willing to make an Errol Spence fight and fight with the other fighters, why is your fighter after the Jeff Horn fight, okay, why is Terence Crawford begging you, say, come on, Bob, I'm ready for the big fights now. I'm ready for them. Why has he got to beg you for them fights? Do he know that Bob Arum works for him? You employ Bob Arum. You run the show. But apparently he don't know that, okay? He don't know that. He said Errol Spence don't want to test himself versus Terence Crawford. And that's fine. That's fine. He said, oh, this whole side of the street thing, it's a fact. You know, Errol said we can work together. He can come over here. I'm not coming over to ESPN. That's a fact. Why do I have to go to ESPN? You know what I'm saying? Well, we got all the belts over here. We got all the belts over here. We all fight each other, which that seemed like a pipe dream as well. That we all fight each other. What do you have? Why are we coming over there to you? We got a bigger budget. We got deeper pockets. Okay? What we need you for? We ain't never need that weak ass WBO belt. Y'all need us. And that's what Errol was saying that night. Y'all need us. We don't need Crawford. Without us, Crawford can't grow. And eventually people gonna see that. They can't see it right now. You know, but without them, he can't grow. He is what he is to right now. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, people gonna believe what Bob say. And Bob been lying to these niggas for over 100 years now, man. Bob been lying when he was in the womb. You know, and people gonna run with it and say Errol Spence scared, and same shit with Pacquiao, and he'll get in the ring, and if Terence Crawford get his ass whooped, the motherfuckers gonna be crime robbery or weight bully. They're gonna come up with all these other excuses. Man, I'm done with boxing. It's the same repetitive cycle over and over again. It's the same shit with Bob Arum telling all you niggas all these lies, and people fall into that lie trap. Okay? People fall into that lie trap every time. You hear the way Bo Mack talk. We get $3 million to fight anybody. You get $3 million to fight anybody. You know what? It is what it is, man. If y'all want to criticize Errol and say Errol said what side of the street he on and he don't want to fight Terence Crawford, that's cool. You know, y'all can get behind Terence Crawford, but the proof's in the pudding. Who has Terence Crawford beat? He's been pro for 11 years, for over a decade. Spence been pro for 6 years. And people say, well, Terence Crawford's accomplished more. He's moved up and fought these different champions. We have a champion in these different weight classes. Shit, with 5 more years pro, you supposed to do that and more. It should be no doubt. that he should be head, shoulders, knees, and toes above Errol Spence in the resume and the boxing accomplishment. For the fact that it's close and it's competitive, with Errol Spence only having 6 years as a pro to Crawford's 11 years as a professional fighter, it shouldn't be no debate. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't even be debating this, okay? Especially, you know, when people talk about Crawford is this guy. I mean, the jury's still out on Terence Crawford, as well as Errol Spence. Okay? The jury's still out. He didn't beat nobody that's a B-plus fighter. He didn't beat no A-minus fighter, A-plus fighters. He beat one good B-level fighter, B-minus fighter, and that was Victor Postile. That's it. Gamboa at a lightweight, Gamboa was never a functionable lightweight, and everybody knew he was out of his scope of support. You can say what you want to say about Errol. 6 years professional, okay? He's 6 years professional. Beat former world champion Chris Algier. You can say what you want to say about it. He was a former world champion, okay? He beat Leonard Bundu better than Keith Thurman. He beat Kell Brook, whatever y'all want to say. Kell Brook was talking shit, and he thought he was going to win. He beat Kell Brook. I think Kell Brook was a good B fighter. Maybe B+ if you want. I'll say a good B fighter, okay? You know, he did what he had to do. He beat Lamont Peterson like nobody had beat Lamont Peterson before, not even Timothy Bradley. He stopped him. Say what you want to say about that. You know, but nobody talk about the Thomas Delorme's piecing up Crawford. The Ray Beltran, he's struggling with Ray Beltran, struggling with Klimov, struggling with Ricky Burns. At a time when Adrian Broner would have stopped him. Okay? Y'all can poke holes in Errol Spence's whole shit, but we seen Crawford struggle. We seen Hank Lundy get some pieces, but pieced them up a little bit. We see Delorme piecing them up and winning a little bit, a lot, until Crawford knocked him out at the end of the fight, towards the middle of the fight. You know, we seen Crawford have trouble, you know, with Gamboa. We seen Crawford have trouble and have a boring fight with Klimov, trouble with Ricky Burns when he supposed to go over there and stop him. But y'all know what it is, man. Believe what y'all want to believe. I'll link the article into the description. TBC and more. Make sure y'all go subscribe to my brother Colossal Sports TV for some more real, trill sports and boxing.